watching the advertising and trying to time it. It's fun. Hey there, friendlies, how's up? I just put my cans on so I look all radio-like. If things look a little different in terms of the angle, that's because two computers working right now because Canon has not released the solution to get that camera to work on the new Macintosh. They don't have something that works on M1 chips, just Intel. So until Canon fixes that, I've got this screen running the PC and that screen over there running the editing machine. So I feel a little cramped. I'm not sure if I like this solution, but hey, it's only temporary. Before we go any further, I would just like to say welcome to the 31st of May episode of the live stream magic. We got beer, we got blades, and we're going to talk about bushcraft. So, housekeeping. Let me just prepare myself. If you are listening to us, time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month or whenever, thank you very much. That means a lot to me. I do love seeing the comments show up after the fact. And I do appreciate that you come by when it's too late to partake in the side chat or come on screen. If you are the type who would like to take a much more active role in supporting the channel, then by all means, take a look down below. Just above the show notes, there's a join button. There are 2 levels of membership. Click on the button and you will see what the memberships get you. What it gets me is the ability to buy things to improve the videos and the channel. Like, for instance, a new computer. And aside from that, I also have a tip jar down there if you don't want to be giving whatever 30% or whatever to YouTube. And moving right along, I would like to mention that if at any point tonight you really, really love what's happening, I would love it if you gave me a smiley thumb. And if at any point tonight you kind of hate what's going on, frowny thumb works too. All right, so let's move on. I'm going to pour the beer. What are we having tonight? This is by Oshlag Brewery and Distillery, which is here in Montreal. Oshlag is sort of a, whoops. Yep. Oshlag, it's Hochelaga, which is essentially the old term for Montreal, the First Nations term or the native term or whatever term you prefer. Let's not get beer all over the 2 keyboards and 2 mice on this desk tonight. So this is called Forêt Noire, so Black Forest. I'm kind of hoping it's not going to taste like Black Forest cake because I do like Black Forest cake, but I'm not sure if I like beer that tastes like Black Forest cake. After I pour it, we'll take a look. Did I destroy this pour? I don't know. It's hard to tell because of the image. Tell you what, I'll get it up to the top and we'll just sort of like let it sit and we'll see. So, Forêt Noire. It's a pastry stout. I don't know what that means. 6.5% alcohol by volume, 473 mils. That's your typical Canadian microbrew. IBU of 25. This pastry stout honors the famous Black Forest cake, in which flavorful aromas of roasted malt gracefully blend with hints of cocoa and cherry. Rich and slightly sweet, it reveals tasteful notes of chocolate and a mild acidity reminiscent of maraschino cherries. I just mispronounced that. For a city with this big an Italian population, I should have called those maraschino cherries. I was about to drink straight from the can, which we don't do because I'm very classy. No shade, Russell. No shade. I'm just bibbling and babbling here. I would love to be able to tell you that it's a beautiful dark color, but this glass has a lot of print on it. Oh, look, I didn't destroy the. There's that much head. Okay, we're good. So let's give it a tasty poo, shall we? Yeah, it's cakey, all right. Okay, malty, definitely chocolatey, definitely a hint of the cherry. I like the cherry filling that you get in a Black Forest cake, not fresh cherries. Um, not as bad as I thought. Oh, nice espresso thing happening at the back end there. Okay. Oh yeah, man, that cherry hits real hard. But like slightly after the fact. Nice. Can you guys hear me? By the way, I forgot to check. Uh, I blew 2 entire editing nights trying to get that camera to work on the editing machine. And I realized tonight, I was like, oh, yeah, I got to go down and get ready, that everything was plugged into the other machine. So I had to run down and start moving cables around and stuff. I'm about to cough. So, excuse me. So I'm just going to trust that you guys can hear me. I'm just going to see who's joined us. Hold on. Must not cough all night. So we got Grace Martin in the house, David Evans, who, by the way, is a channel member, ergo one of my personal heroes. Russell from Raspberry Rock is here. He's putting on his wizard hat and robe, but I thought that clothing was optional for you tonight, Russell. Russell is also a member, ergo is also one of my personal heroes. Linda from Lipstick Lodge is here. She just did a video where she showed off the metal sign she had made for her channel. I really like that, Linda. I forgot to ask you where you got it. No, we sort of had a chat about that, but I wonder if I was to order one for my channel, if it would be really, really expensive. Mark, Mr. Poopmans, rapid tap tap. I guess he heard the drum all right. Tim's in the house. I saw your pictures over on Russell's Discord. It looks really nice. I'm going to try to look at the camera as much as I can tonight because it's really weird. I usually look at that screen when I'm live streaming because the camera is behind that screen. And it's weird. Anyways, whatevs. Look who's here. How's it going? And Skip is saying hi to Russell. Kelly Simmons, welcome back to the live stream. Oh man, look at this. We got Country Boy. We got a good team here tonight, guys. Country Boy, how's it going? And Christian Grounds saying hi. Walking in, dropping my name like it's a hot potato. How's it going, Kristen? Nice to see you showing up. Yes, I got tea. Crumbs. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I got tea. I got beer. I got whiskey. And I got water. Do you guys hear that little child yelling upstairs? She is evidently not happy about bedtime. Doopy doo doopy doo doo. How many of you guys went to see Dennis's show tonight? It was the end of his 3rd season. I will definitely be watching that. I've been waiting to the end of his season to start having guests again. There's one who I want on who I know is always at Dennis's show. So when I say guests, I mean like for interviews. I don't know how many of you were watching back when I had interviews or panel discussions. How many of you remember those? Sound off in the side chat. Say, I'm OG if you remember those. I definitely want to get back to them. Definitely. Such a good beer. Holy crap, I'm so surprised. Because when I looked at that can, I was like, am I going to like this? They also make a good gin, by the way. Hey, Carol's here. Carol, by the way, is also a channel member. So one of my personal heroes. Who else we got? Nice troop we got here tonight. Man on the street. No man in his right mind would drink anything that resembles a freaking cake. I know. You know, I think Glenmorangie, the Scotch maker, brought out one last year, I think, called A Tale of Cake. And it was quite successful. And apparently it was very cakey. Man, I could not get my hands on one of those. It was very popular. On secondary, it's kind of going crazy, but I don't do secondary. And then right after that, they brought one out called A Tale of Winter that seems to have disappointed everyone. So they may not continue with that Tale of series. But yeah, it's cakey, but not too. It's still beery. It's a beery cake or a cakey beer. You know? Shut up, Jesse, for God's sakes. Oh, everything just jumped. Oh, crumbs. But I was saying hi to everyone. If I missed someone, I'm sorry. Just sort of say, hey, dude, you missed me. Oh, Hike with Mike's in the house. How's it going, Mike? Country boy does not like having espresso at the back end of the beer. Oh, yikes. I just saw what you did there. Let's move right along here. Destiny, how's it going, Destiny? Look at all these great people we have showing up tonight. I love it. I'm LMNOP. No, that's true. As easy as a 1, 2, 3. Do, re, mi. Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because I said, "Tell me emoji." Wow, it took me a second there, man. That was so oblique. You sort of came out of left field, and I was like, "What?" But I get it now. It's pretty. Yeah, Tim. I think you and I met on Russell's channel. Hey, Ian, how's it going? Ian is also a member, and so say it with me. One of my personal heroes. I say that because you guys who are members and who've been doing the tip jar, you guys are why I could buy my new editing machine when I could. So there's going to be a small improvement, I feel, in the quality of my videos starting bloody soon, and you guys helped that happen. So I'm not used to the generosity that I've been shown by a lot of you people over the past little while. Like, I'm not going to get all weepy on you or anything. I have done that before. I get all awkward when nice things happen for some reason. I mean, I don't know. I had a weird story growing up, so I guess maybe. But it's just really cool because it's all still so new to me. Al, we've had this conversation. You said that before, and I couldn't, and I forgot about it. I must remember that. Okay, call you Al. Ah, man, and Al just became a new member. Look at that, a new hero. I love it. Thank you, Mister. Hey, Jerry's here. Nice to see you, Jerry. I haven't heard your guitar playing in a long time. Let's fix that somehow, shall we? Tyler Wood showing up with a super chat. Thank you very much, Tyler. That's good. Here's I'm gonna have a drink to Tyler and a drink to Al for one dropping the super chat and one becoming a new member tonight. So here's to Al and Tyler. Ian says the trees removed on the curb for the city to take with all the rest of the branches. Next, how to figure out how to fix an aluminium roof. Ooh, sounds like a lot's going on there, Ian. Can you just knock an aluminium roof back into shape, like once you fix all the wood underneath, or do you have to replace the aluminium sheets? Sounds like it might be a little expensive. Where's my mouse gone? There he is. There he is. Everyone's just saying hi to each other. Dennis, Jerry was just in Dennis's show. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that tomorrow. Man, I love watching that guy get success. He deserves it so much. He really does. I couldn't have given you more than the $5 for a Mac. Sorry, Jess. If it had been anything else, I'd have given you $10. So if I was buying like a B box or something, I think I just aged myself. There's probably nobody here who remembers B box. And Hi, Russell.
Jeez. Hello.
Hi. Do you have a fan on or something?
Yeah, is that bothering you? Can you hear it?
No. No, I was wondering if it was a fan or if you had like a short or something. It's not
No,
bugging me none.
well, if anybody's watching, is it too loud? Let me know. I mean,
Yeah.
I could try turning on echo cancellation. Let's try that.
Huh, that's actually made a difference. It's lower now.
Hmm.
Anyways, it's not really bugging me. If you need the fan on, keep the fan on.
Good grow. Did you pull these up? Oh yeah. Way to
Yeah.
go out.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought those up.
Okay.
And I drank to them. I said cheers. Here's to Al and to Tyler.
Cheers. Cheers to Al and Tyler. Mm.
Oh, there's that stout you're having.
Oh, the Waterloo Dark.
Yeah.
Hey, did I tell you I was gonna put away one of the. You know what? I'm turning the fan off because it's bothering me now. It's distracting me somehow.
David likes his Mac. It's funny, David. At one point, I'd like to get another Mac laptop, but it's just I needed maximum oomph for the money, so I bought a desktop this time. But maybe next year, or the year after, or whenever the family needs to replace the family laptop at some point. So
That's better.
hold on, we got Sean in Alaska joining us. How's it going, Sean? Tyler Wood, who gave me the super chat. I just want to show that cool logo of his on screen because I like it so much. Whiskey Harbor.
Hello.
Was Whiskey Harbor someone who told me their real name and said to use that? I don't remember. I had forgotten that man on the street wanted me to call him Al.
I forget.
My memory is so destroyed. I had to tell people, look, I've got my memory wasn't great before COVID, but now if you tell me something, you must assume I will forget it within 5 minutes. I forget everything.
I may have to turn the fan back on. One of the dogs just farted. It's
At least we didn't hear it. Steve.
It's like battery acid. It's awful.
Okay. Yikes.
Oh, fuck. Hold on.
Well, this becomes the awkward live stream today. Yes, I have. I bought. Most of you know, including Al, that my other channel is a whiskey channel, and at the SAQ, which is the Quebec Liquor Commission, our version of the LCBO, or the BC Liquor. Excuse me. Shite. That came on too fast for me to mute the mic. They had like a sort of a 5 or 6 sample size bottles, like the red, the gold, the black, the double black, the blue. The one they didn't have is the green, and that kind of bugged me because, well, the green was discontinued for a while, but I have been told by those who know my taste that the green is the one for me. The blue is very good. I don't think the blue is good enough for the price it commands, but it's a very good blend. But I really want to try that green, and I've been told that that's the one that I would be always have on my shelf.
I missed it. We're talking blue label, black label, green label.
Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker.
Yeah. Ian says the insurance dude said they had 1,000 calls the day of the storm, just in London. Oh wow. Whew. That was a big storm. It was big here and it was really big there. It just happens sometimes, and then the cleanup has to. There are people in Quebec who still have no power, like in some of the rural areas. I don't know about Ontario.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah,
it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Country Boy is he likes being a brat to me.
Can you not run a Windows virtual machine on that Mac?
Maybe.
I wonder if you could run a Windows virtual machine and then you could run your.
No, because it's at the chip level. It's coded for 486, Oh, I don't know if
Okay.
I can run a virtual machine on this Mac because it's not Intel anymore. It's all ARM processors now. I don't know. But hey,
You could get like one of those cheap, like just a box, just for running live streams if you had to.
yeah. But I mean, I've got a great PC here. I mean, it's a terrific gaming machine, and it's been working fine for the live streams. It's just video editing that it doesn't do well.
Look at, shut up, Al. Look, I'm trying to make the best out of the worst here. That's all.
But like on my laptop, for instance, before that became the family computer, it's an old MacBook Pro, and that I just dual booted Windows and Mac on because those were all still Intel, right? So you could run Windows on them.
Yep.
Which was great for gaming. I just spilled beer all over my damn desk.
I got a new. I'm being blown by a fan here. What do you think?
That like single entendre there.
Yeah. Yep. That's nice. It's a nice little lithium-ion fan. Doesn't make a lot of noise. I could just sit it here and reap the benefits.
Right.
Blow the dog farts away.
I just I'm sort of looking down the everyone's just saying hi. Alice saying that the green and the gold are the best for the money. The gold is pretty good too. I really want to try that green and put the gold in the freezer. Good to know. Hike says tomorrow hurricane season begins and there's already a storm brewing in the Gulf of Mexico. Oh man, stay safe, dude. My goodness. What's with all the noise?
That's the storm brewing.
Yeah. Sean Alaska says, wait, Windows works with AMD chips too. Yes, that's true. But Apple did not use AMD chips. AMD apparently could not meet the volume, which is too bad because I think in a lot of ways AMD chips for the price are a whole lot better than Intel. When I tried to put my Hackintosh together, if I had gone AMD, I would have saved a butt ton of money. But I do not enjoy problem-solving tech stuff. Yikes. Holy crap, I'm knocking my whole place apart here. God.
I like your cable organization there. Does it work well?
Yeah. Yeah. This is where I hang my cans when I'm not using them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks horrible, but, you know, it works.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look bad at all, actually. Yeah.
Tell you what, you should see under my desk.
Have you got a fan under there as well?
No, I don't need to have a fan under my desk. Tyler's on the light side. Nice to see you.
The what side?
The light side, the bright side, not the dark side. He's the Jedi rather than the Sith. All Mac OS, the truth. Wait, how is it, David? How is it my fault that you're chowing down on potato chips? I don't eat well, I could empty a bag of potato chips, so I'm very carefully not eating potato chips these days.
Yeah.
So I this weekend I went to the lake house, my mother-in-law's house, and I managed to shoot 3 videos in one day. So if excuse me. So if at no point I sort of thought I hit record and didn't or anything, then I'll have 3 videos sort of in the can, so that next time I don't get to hit the woods on the weekend, it's not going to be sort of the end of the world. I also shot 1 whiskey video for my other channel. But I will tell you something. It's exhausting shooting like numerous videos in one day. I slept well that night.
It depends. Did you like script each one?
No, I never script. All I do is I have a general idea of what I want to say, because I've tried to script them, and I find that as soon as it's scripted, it just doesn't flow, naturally.
Yeah.
Like I sometimes make an ass of myself. I'm like, okay, cut. Let's try that again. But I feel that the end product is still better if I kind of know what I'm going to say. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll have like, I need to hit these marks, like I need to mention these 3 things kind of thing, but that's as close as I ever come.
Have you ever, what I'll sometimes do is I'll do this long-winded thing, like I'm talking to the camera and
sorry.
And at some point I'll screw up, and then I'll do it all over again. And I'll think, oh, the first time was way better. It's naturally flow, but I know I won't try it again because I'll never get it the same way I got it that first time.
Yep.
So I have to go with the second version.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And Country Boy is asking what everyone's wondering, I'm sure.
Ideally, I'd have it blowing up my shirt, like so.
Is it really stankin' hot there right now?
It is. Yeah, and it's for some reason I got like a bunch of windows open, but there's no air moving.
There's no cross breeze.
So it's hot inside the cabin. It's hotter inside the cabin than it is outside.
Yeah, it's kind of like that here too right now, but not so bad because it was kind of a cool day today. Mike says I never script. I go with the Zen and let it flow. Yeah, and I can tell that in your videos. Like I can tell that you didn't, and that's what I like about them. You just sort of chat.
I only script. The only thing I script is like sponsorships, like integrations.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Well, and you pretty much have to. It's like you accept a 60-second integration for a video, and they give you like 3 pages of talking points.
Yeah,
it's like if you don't script it, well, you're still going to run over 60 seconds. It's impossible to get all their talking points in.
Yeah, and that really. Well, it's a problem I'd love to have, to be honest with you. But like, but you have some experience writing scripts, right?
Well, actually, the sponsorships are pretty easy because it's like they give you everything you need to say. You just have to, or kind of take all their points and write it into a great. You don't have to make anything up.
Yeah. I like this comment from Tyler Wood. Mike's videos hit so right, so at peace. Absolutely. I love them. Whenever I need a moment of zen, it's a little hike with Mike moment. Okay. Hey, I'm actually keeping up with the side chat tonight. Nice.
Yeah, probably because we don't have a topic.
I did not have time to come up with a topic this week.
Well, okay. Well, tell me this. What kind of videos have you got? What did you do at your mom-in-law's?
I did a couple of product reviews, one chopping device, and a couple of sort of more log building oriented devices.
Log building.
Yeah, I'm not building log. It's just two Scotch-eyed augers. Well, actually, one of them is a Scotch-eyed auger, and the other is a faux one.
I don't know what that is.
Scotch-eyed auger is something I've been wanting to add to my toolkit for a long time. I bought 2 like Amazon level ones. I'm totally not raining on my parade. What do you call it when you sort of blow your cover? No, you know what I'm talking about, right? Hold on, I'm gonna look them up, and I'll see if I can just put a picture up on the screen.
Oh,
shop for augers. Huh. Okay, here is. Are you showing a screen or am I showing a screen?
About what?
I shall show. I'm going to show a screen with Scotch-eyed augers. For those what do not know that of which I speak. What the heck, Holmes? There we are. So, you see, they're essentially big-ass auger bits, but instead of like an attachment for a drill, they have a ring that should be tapered on one side so that you can use it almost to tap down like a piece of wood into a dowel. And then you just sort of 1.5 by 12. I would actually buy that. $45 plus shipping, eh?
Oh, okay. I see. Those are cool.
Yeah. I only really learned. Yeah, there's a picture of one sort of in action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Al is telling me to fix my tip jar. What happened with my tip jar?
I don't know what. Do you have to check your email or something?
Maybe.
Do we put up a? Did we do a banner?
Yes, we did, but we haven't used it yet. There's that banner, but do you have an outdoors paddling bushcraft bucket list? Well, why don't we ask that then? I'm just seeing.
Wait, why is that? One's a ticker and one's a. Okay.
Yeah, that's weird, right? I'm looking to see if.
Yeah, cheers to Chief Big Ears. Except we got to change. You changed the name.
I don't see a.
I don't know. Is it not?
We will. I'll problem solve this later on.
All right.
It's, problem solving this while we're supposed to be being hilarious is.
Is that what we're supposed to be? Oh crap!
Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Am I getting late on the? Wow, learn to talk, Jesse. I'm going to start that again and take 2. I just want to catch up with the side chat here. Oh, Tyler says, "What's one natural material you find in the bush you get so happy finding?" You know what's one that I would love? Actually, that's a good question. You know what's one that I would absolutely love to find? Jerry, I love it. I would love to be able to find chaga. Because I know all kinds of people who can find it. I cannot.
Yeah.
I absolutely cannot find chaga anywhere. And it's like, I've been told that once you get the knack, you're going to find it. I've found what's it called? A horse hoof fungus, which apparently is not the same. I have some of that, which by the way is great tinder. But I don't know. I have been absolutely hopeless at finding chaga. And I don't understand why they say, look, when you get it, it just happens. Because technically, why would finding it the first time open the door to the world of chaga that way? Why don't you just see it until the day you finally see it? Because this stuff ghosts or something? Why are people telling me that? It's it makes no sense.
Chaga's fun.
Why can't I find it? I know what I'm looking for. Birch tree.
It's rare. It's really rare.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel better about it now.
It's something like 1 in 500 or 1 in 5,000, something like that.
Is it?
It's really rare. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was a lot more plentiful a lot more plentiful. I didn't think it was that rare. So that's good to know. Fatwood, or lighter knots. Yeah, when you just knock a knot out.
Oops. Sorry.
Russell just destroyed everything. Wait, what was that? That was okay. I remember Ray Mears talking about those lighting knots. That's when you knock the sort of the branch and the knot out of a pine or something, right? And you can use it as a torch. I think he called them Indian torches or native torches or something. Yeah, those are really cool. Those are absolutely cool.
Yeah. It'd be cool to find as a First Nations arrowhead.
Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
You mean like a flint arrowhead?
Yeah, like from hundreds of years ago, kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a word for it though.
Tyler says he'd like to find birch bark. Oh, okay. Where Tyler lives, birch is fairly rare. Okay. I see white birch a lot. I love it. It's like the one deciduous tree that I really, really love. I also see a lot of yellow. That's Quebec's official tree, by the way, is the yellow birch or the golden birch.
The mature white birches, those big, huge ones I love them. It just seems like birch have a real hard time getting that old. Like something happens to them.
Yeah, they're a lot shorter lived. They're a pioneer species, so they grow fast, but they also die out pretty fast. So if you see a big one, respect it. It's probably a great grandfather. Country Boy says Sean James uses a scotch. Yes, he does. Hey, there's Darth Vader in the house. He says to find gold. Well, that's a natural resource that would make people happy to find, I guess. Jeff B, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. And I believe that you showed this briefly, Russell. Jerry says, I got some Chaka maple in a Canoe Hound prize pack, and it is actually pretty good in coffee. Oh, yeah, I remember you got one of his prize packs. That's cool. I liked seeing that happen. Grace, can't find birch bark here, but I was giddy as hell when I found fatwood. I love the smell of fatwood. When you're scraping it up, getting ready to make a fire, and you stick your nose right up close so that you can sniff it. Not close enough that you end up with a nose full of dust or anything, but
yeah.
Maybe I'll just backpedal out of that part of the conversation.
Well, I was about to go deeper.
I know, because no matter how crass I can get, like I'll walk up to the line and you'll just be like, "Whoa, there was a line." Jerry says, I actually have a stone arrowhead I found in Texas on my buddy's property. Oh, that's cool.
No, there you go.
Yeah. What I love about that stuff is that at some point, maybe 200 years ago, somebody's hands actually touched that and made that. That's
if it's stone, no, it's not like you can flint knap a stone generally.
Well, you can flint knap flint.
Yeah.
It's a stone, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Right? I'm not an astrologist. I don't know these things. A geologist? What is it? I don't know.
Geologist. I'm not an astrologist either. Stop making me laugh. It hurts.
It wasn't that funny, Jess.
It kind of was. Astrologist. An astrologer. Astrologist. Astrological people's.
I consult my astrology charts. No, that's a stone, I guess. I don't know.
Al is correcting us both. It's necrophiliologist.
Oh, please tell me that's not a real thing.
It's not. It can't be. I don't want. What's happening to my live stream?
The usual.
I love it. Destiny, Mystic Russ and his sidekick Big J. Except it's my live stream, Destiny. I can't be the side.
Hi, Destiny, by the
way. Beer down. Wait, whoa. Look what Tim just said. I would like to bring it up, but I can't find the cursor.
No, I got it.
Our Home Depot sells fatwood. I was surprised to see it. I saw it in passing. I'd like to find it in the wilderness someday. Oh, do they sell like packs of it in the like around the barbecues and the fireplace stuff?
I'd like to know how big a piece it is and how much it costs.
Yeah,
that's very interesting.
Yeah, hell, my land. Look who's here before like 5 to 11. Hi, Bettina.
Hi, Bettina. Oh, Bettina, I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah. Country Boy says, fatwood smells like turpentine. You have an odd nose for someone who is a Scotch aficionado. I would like Excuse me. I don't have a problem with the smell because that's essentially where turpentine is from, right? Even the natural stuff. I like that kind of smell though. I like piney, resiny smells. I also like piney, resiny whiskeys, so like rye. So I don't see it as being that big a departure. But you're right. Like if it's I think you just like I would like to make some pine tar at some point and like make some of the things that the pines are good for, because I stand there and I enjoy the pine, and I even on like when I'm talking about them on videos, I'm like, you can use it for this. Years ago I did a video on the ponderosa pine. I was standing in a desert in British Columbia and talking about the ponderosa pine, and like whenever I talk about trees, I talk about what you can do with them, but I virtually never show it happening. So I would love one day when I've won the lottery, so like I'm a YouTuber instead of a day jobber. I would love to do like a real serious video on this pine or this spruce or this fir, or actually even this birch. Here's what you can do with it, and I'm going to show some of these things in action. Like I would love to be able to do that. I'd love it.
Yes, I agree.
And I will do that one day. I will do that one day. Absolutely.
I love videos. City Girl did a video where she just went around identifying. They were mostly flowers, which I was fascinated by because every single one was like, "That's on our property,"
right?
But anytime somebody like starts talking about the natural things we find around here, and they're are they edible, and are there any medicinal benefits? I'm fascinated by it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see a video, where you kind of go around and identify trees and talk about what you can get from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's free, man. I mean, this stuff grows on trees.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing what you can find when you know what to look for. And I don't know enough. No, I don't know as much as I would like to. Right.
Me too.
I would love to take an actual,
you want to walk in the bush with a guy.
Yeah, I want to walk in the bush with a guy and him show me, or she show me, like, that you can eat. Do not go near that. Like, I know not to grab a baneberry and throw it in my mouth or anything, but
it's
yeah,
there's a lot to it. Like here's how you identify it, and here's the ones that look like it, and here's how to avoid that all that kind of stuff would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, do you have email open on one of your screens?
Yeah. Well, hold on, let me find it. Yes. I have now seen. I can't believe it's the 31st of May. Like, where the hell is this spring going?
All right. Stupid.
What are you doing? There we go. Oh, the keyboard. This keyboard does not have a working question mark key. Hold on a second. Apparently the arrowhead probably came from a Sagittarius. That's weird. Bettina is feeling better. Just came back from a quick swim, and Hot Top almost got carried away by the mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah. Mosquitoes. It's like the mosquitoes don't come out in the day here when it's really hot. It's like deer flies. But as soon as the heat goes away, the mosquitoes come out. And it's like you can't win.
Yeah. Yeah, you really can't. Okay, so Grace is saying that they sell fatwood in the stores near her too, but she would like to find it. Tim says around where he lives, 10 pounds for a little over $23 US. If you have a fatwood business, where maybe you don't, maybe you have a tree farm, and fatwood is just a byproduct of the coniferous part of the tree farm, right? Because otherwise, I'm thinking like, well, what are you hiring elves to run into the forest and like chop out all the fatwood? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I feel the same way about places that sell chaga.
Yeah,
like,
where the hell are they? Yeah,
it's so freaking hard to find, and then when you find a tree, it's not like it's an endless supply. It'll grow again, but it takes years to grow.
but like when I used to go moose hunting in the Gaspé, and we hunted on a tree farm owned by a second cousin 6 times removed. Hallelujah, Bamalama Bing Bang, whatever the hell the cousin math happens of my wife's, and like he would plant a plot for like 20 years and then they'd get chopped down. So I mean, maybe what happens is it's like growing mushrooms in you've got this log and you drill holes into it and make sure it's nice and rotting inside or whatever, or you stuff it full of, and then you throw spores on it and they grow, right? So maybe it's a real long-term version of that or something.
That's really planning ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, like hellishly.
And that's planning everything. I can't imagine that'd be really easy for something like chaga, but what do I know?
It's a growth market, but
I can see that for mushrooms.
Yeah, because it takes way less time.
But anyway, I just sent you something on Discord. Can you take a quick look?
Yeah. In the meantime, take a look at what
Tim says. In scouting, we learned about what can be eaten and what not. Medicine, I forgot a lot of it. I am interested by this too. Yeah. I wish I was in scouts when I was a kid. Missed opportunity.
I didn't go into Boy Scouts. I didn't go into Cubs. But when I was young, I was in Beavers. I was a Beaver Scout.
I think we had that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Beavers was pan-Canadian. I don't know if they have beavers or what they would call it in the States. I just figured that they were called beavers because, Canada. But maybe the youngest scouts are beavers, no matter where you are. But then after that, I went into cadets instead. A little light on the foraging knowledge, a little heavier on the drill and airframes knowledge. In terms of usefulness, I probably should have gone into scouts. I'm just taking a look. Oh, wow. Al says, oh, wait, hold on. I lost it. Everything jumped. I'm going to skip something I wanted to point out, but Al says, there's a boatload of chaga on my land in the White Mountains. Just never thought about it. You're sitting on a gold mine.
You can sell that. It's expensive to buy.
Yeah, it really is. Well, there. Okay, so Cliff is talking about the exact same thing I was saying. Like maybe you can put spores on a tree or something and then just let it grow over the next 5 years. And then...
hey, Cliff.
And then like harvest. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't. You know what? I don't know how long it takes for chaga to grow.
I think it takes long enough that if I found a big honking piece, I would take like maybe half of it instead of the whole thing.
Well, yeah. If as long as you don't expose the wood, you leave some chaga there, it should continue to grow. But I've gone back to trees that I've harvested chaga from, and it's like I don't see any perceptible new growth.
Well, that's because it grows really slowly.
That's my take. But there's a section on our property where lots of birch trees and there's a bunch of chaga on them. So
nice.
We could.
Yeah.
I'd have to take a ladder though, because some of it's pretty high up.
Yeah. David was also in Scouts. Oh man, a bunch of them. Here's Mike. I loved my days with the Boy Scouts as a kid, and then I got to relive those days helping the Boy Scout troop when my son joined Boy Scouts. Great adventures.
Nice.
I would kind of like Camille to join Scouts Canada rather than the Girl Guides or whatever. I think that she would get more of an outdoorsy education.
Remember, it used to be 4-H.
That's a while ago, dude.
Yeah, well, You know, we're pretty damn old, aren't we?
We're a couple of old. We're a couple of old. I was about to demonetize myself. We're a couple of old, funky guys. We're a couple of old food eaters. What?
Yeah, we eat food, and we're going to die one day. So obviously, food is killing us.
Yes, that is logical. Absolutely.
Is it causality? Is it?
Yeah.
Whatever.
David says that maybe that chaga on my desk will start growing soon. Oh, you mean this? I treasure this chaga. I look at it. I look at it lovingly every night before I go to bed. I say, one day, you and I will meet at a teacup.
You know what? Just give it a lick every night before you go to bed.
Now. Yeah. Tim says, the various plants and trees may be somewhat the same in my home state as your areas. I never heard of chaga until I started to follow Russell. There is some similarity, Tim. It's not 100% for sure. There are species out west that we don't have here, and vice versa. But there's a whole lot of similarity. When the first time I went to see my dad in the Okanagan, because he grew up... Oh, no, he didn't. That was a stinking lie. Why did I say that? He used to live in Vancouver, North Vancouver, in fact. So I got used to, excuse me, that part of British Columbia, the kind of rainforesty bit. And when I went to meet him when I went to see him in the Okanagan, where that's a pocket desert, and just to the south of it is straight up desert around Osoyoos and all that, and Oliver, I was enchanted, because on that trip was the first time I'd ever been in a desert. I had stopped for a week in Alberta to visit my fiddle player, and he took me to like Drumheller, where the hoodoos and everything are. And I was like, oh my God, this is in Canada? I'm just never going to leave this here chunk of desert. And then I went to BC, where they had the pocket desert, and like, completely different to my experience of British Columbia, Ontario, Quebec, Manitoba, like completely different. And the beauty of living in a country that it goes from coast to coast to coast is that if you go to any extreme, you're going to find something that doesn't exist anywhere else in the country. You know? Hold on. Somebody rude is interrupting me. I'm just going to have to tell them off.
Hold on. Somebody stupid is messaging me now.
You're such a brat. So for those of you who are wondering about the tip jar, there's when you make a donation via the tip jar, StreamYard is crap at telling everyone about it. Like, nothing shows up or anything. I did just get a donation from someone who does not want me to mention who it is, but you know who you are. Thank you very much. I'm going to drink in your honor. Oh.
Honor?
Is it 10 o'clock at 21:55?
How much was it?
I believe it was $100 US, judging by the number it shows up as in PayPal.
That's very nice of that anonymous individual.
It's very nice.
Oh, let me...
I have poured... Oh, I forgot to show you guys what the scotch is for tonight. It is the Old Pulteney Huddart, which is okay. Old Pulteney, the ones with the age statements are famous for being terrific, and this one's just not. It's good, but it's not a terrific whiskey by any stretch. 46%, so it's a respectable ABV. In 5 minutes, I will drink to the donation that I just got. Holy crap! I'm way behind on this side chat.
I can't edit the banner.
Really?
It says having trouble connecting.
We got to get that banner thing working.
I tell you what, this is what you should do. You could do your live streams through OBS.
Yeah.
You can still use StreamYard, but then you pick up with OBS, you pick up our individual videos, pop them in, and then you can decorate the screen however you want because it's OBS.
I treat StreamYard as input.
Yes.
It's a video input.
I guess.
Let's take this convo offline so that we can dive into it and not bore the crap out of everyone watching. But if we can make that work, that would change everything.
Yeah, and you could still put comments up on the screen and stuff. I watched a YouTube video where a guy did that, and I was like, yeah, that would actually work.
Then I would like to.
In fact, we can test that. We can test that on my channel, like the Buxcraft channel.
Yep, you totally can. But Whiskey Harbor was in Beavers and then Scouts as well. Yeah. It's funny because I don't know why I ended up in Beavers, because my parents were not the type to sort of force me to do stuff. Like I never did soccer or anything like that. So I don't know how I ended up in Beavers in Winnipeg when I was young. Linda says, I have a lot of birch here. I do love that tree. David Evans, 4-H is still around. Is it? 4-H seems like a historical thing to me. North Shore Preparedness says, I went straight to the military, for absolute corruption. Okay.
You're getting a little political there. A little bit political.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dive down that hole. Especially because I have service members in my family. I feel like I'd be dissing them by what? By proxy? My home state is Wisconsin. Even in scouting, I never saw or heard of chaga. Well, it has to be somewhere where there's a lot of birch, right? Because it's rare anyway, so you need a lot of birch so you'll see any chaga.
I think it's not. I don't think it's not just that. I mean, chaga is one of those things. Is like one of those things that not many people are actually interested in. So that's probably why you've never heard of it. I mean, it's just our tiny group of bushcrafters or people who are into herbal teas and stuff like that,
crystals and stuff. So it could be everywhere, and people just don't know what to look for.
Even now, like I never heard of it. I never heard of it before, like maybe 10 years ago. Nobody was talking about it.
Right. That's the YouTube magic, right? Suddenly everyone's talking about it. Everyone's harvesting the chaga. There's none left for those of us who really need it to survive. Need it to survive because we like tea.
We need more of it on our desk.
We need more of it on our desk. Absolutely. Yeah. See, you're the only one who understands me, Russell.
Yeah. You know what? I totally got your spoon here. This isn't it. This is a USB
That's
stick.
not a spoon.
No,
I'm not carving you a USB stick.
Oh, I found it.
That's a birch spoon. Yeah. Is that a birch spoon or was that an apple spoon? That's birch, right?
I forget what you said. I mean, it's pretty light.
Yeah. BC has a lot of high mountain desert. It's cool how fast the landscape changes in this province. That province, in terms of natural vistas, is beyond epic. Absolutely beyond epic. If I had stayed there instead of moving here, I think I would have gone full on mountain, man. It's 2,200 hours, so I'm drinking to the donation I just got through the tip jar with this little Huddert. Very caramelly, very, very brown sugary, like a burnt brown sugar. A lot of.
Sorry.
No, you've interrupted, and now I can't even drink it. Just kidding.
Shit. Sorry.
Thank you for stopping me before I dove down that rabbit hole.
No, I like it. I like hearing that whole thing.
Alice saying I might want to get some green with that. I'm not sure what green is, but I will endeavor to figure. Oh, green. Yeah, I can definitely get some green with that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Al's all with the ideas. Whoever sent me that money, I hope you're okay with me getting some Green Label with that money. I know this guy. He's kind of good with that StreamYard type stuff. Nice.
You know a guy?
I know a guy. Linda says, I ordered chaga tea and powder for coffee. Like, okay, Russell, you've added chaga to your coffee, haven't you? Or have you only done the chi? The chi.
I think I've done the coffee thing, and it's just really pour a scoop of powder into the end of the cup. I've done that before, not very often, but.
And does it change the taste in a big way?
Not a lot, I put in so much honey and cream that.
Okay.
No, chaga doesn't have like a strong taste to it anyway.
Is it an earthy taste?
To me, it's an earthy taste.
I do love earthy taste.
I'm not a coffee aficionado. I wouldn't notice. If there's other slight flavors in there.
Okay. Al says white birch, not black or silver, will have it for some reason. Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Is there black birch?
Yeah, it's not very. In fact, I don't know if there's any black birch on this side of the continent. To be straight with you.
Now I gotta look it up.
Sharon says, "Did I say hi, Sharon? Sharon, who by the way is also a member of the channel. Thank you very much for doing that. It makes you one of my heroes. We have it in a surrounding bush here and there. A lot of it is very high in the tree. Yes, that I do know. A lot of chaga is really high." Hey, Mark Bond, how's it going? I don't know if I've seen you before, but if I have, I'm sorry, I forgot. Russell, how do you spend all that time doing nothing? He says.
That's the second shot he's taking at me tonight. I was like, really? It's easy. When you live like this, it's easy. Yeah, I drink a lot too, Mark. That should be fixed.
That's doing something, right?
No, I'm just giving him ideas for future comments. I drink a lot too.
I like it. David says, 10 o'clock, drink your whiskey. Yes, I am. This, by the way, is Scotch, so it does not have an E in it. Whiskey with an E is only American or Irish.
I did not know that. Huh.
Yeah. Oops. Do you have cattails there? I remember using that for fire starter and learning how to weave with the leaves. I grew up calling those bulrushes. And that's an interesting question that I want to know. You guys. Russell, what did you grow up? What did you grow up calling those? Are they cattails or bulrushes to you?
Cattails. Bulrushes are they different?
Technically, bulrush, I believe, is a different plant, but everyone I know here in English-speaking Quebec grew up calling those bulrushes. And like, don't touch the top. He touched the top. Because they just go into seed like, whoop.
Are they the same? Because there's a plant that people often confuse cattails or bulrushes with. It's very similar. It grows really tall, but it doesn't have the fuzzy thing on the top. That fuzzy hot dog thing. But cattails are fantastic. There's like 5 good uses for them, I think.
Well, you can eat the tubers. Apparently, bulrush is a vernacular name for several large wetland grass-like plants. There's the sedge family, and there is Tophaceae. Okay, the Tophaceae are the ones that have the brown sausages at the top that you do not want to tap. Whereas the sedge family are the ones that I think you're talking about that look kind of more like a grass. Interesting. I would show the Wikipedia page, but I get the feeling that only you and I are actually interested in this.
Gosh, that happens often. We go down.
Oh man, rabbit. It's like we're like, oh yeah, and like the numbers are dropping. It's like that. Oh,
everybody in chat's like, oh, there they go again.
There it is.
I guess we'll
Punch and Judy show. Down in Florida, dry saw palmetto palm fronds are awesome fire starters. I use it all the time. It's a plant I've never seen in real life. And of course, Jerry steps in with, I find a small torch is best for starting fires. Mike has always called them cattails. Yeah. I found it really weird when Ray Mears called them cattails because growing up, and I guess maybe it's an English Montreal thing more than like an Ontario thing, but our English is like if there's a difference between the way Canadians say something and Americans say, I knew that the British said it the way we did. Right? I knew it. And then suddenly there's Ray Mears talking about cattails. I'm like, oh, what? Because I had sort of come to think that Americans say cattails and Canadians say bulrush because there are so many examples of that kind of thing. But no, it's like totally regional. It seems. Those of you who grew up in BC, what did you call them? Because I do know other people elsewhere who grew up calling them bulrushes. I'm not calling them cattails because I grew up calling them bulrush. Okay.
Whatever, man. I don't care.
Why you got to be like that?
I'm still looking for the plant that's similar, but it doesn't have the thing on the top, the fuzzy thing, and it's like you got to be careful. Well, I mean, they don't. If you know what a bulrush looks like, then you know that this other plant isn't a bulrush. But for those who aren't quite familiar, you don't want to mistake them. Like you don't want to try and eat the root of this other plant, kind of thing.
Well, and the thing that I'm now seeing is if it's a vernacular for a bunch of different plants, then it's not the official term for anything, right? And like on the sedge family, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's like 8 plants, and then there's just that one, the one that we call the like the tifa or the typha, which is the cattail style. Okay. Hold on. I'm not completely wrong here. These plants, so talking about the cattails, these plants have a variety of common names. In British English as bulrush or reed mace, in American English as reed, cattail, or punks, in Australia as kumbungi or bulrush, in Canada as bulrush or cattail, and in New Zealand, because of course, as raupo. Curiouser and curiouser. I'm going to share that screen.
I tell you what, I'm reading something right now that says both cattail and bulrush established quickly, blah blah blah, and both can tolerate poor quality water. However, bulrushes tend to grow in deeper water, whereas cattails prefer shallow water. These are not the same thing now.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm trying to make this bigger so that people can read it because obviously this is interesting. Very, very interesting.
Well, if we didn't talk about this, people would go to bed tonight going, damn it, I wish I knew more about
why did I grow up calling it
Tifa?
Why did I Tifa something? Linda says the entire trout lily plant is edible. Flower, leaves, bulb, root. First, start again. Another plant that is completely edible is the dandelion, by the way. But I don't know what a trout lily is. Mike says, you see me using dried saw palmettos in my videos when I'm fire starting. Yeah. Wait, is bulrush with an E?
But why didn't he put an E on bulrush? You spelled it wrong, telling us how to spell it properly.
Yeah. Country boy, cattails. Okay, Mike steps in. Bumrush or bulrush? Okay. All right, Mike. All right. I see we're going a little we're going down the Russell path here. Good old whiskey. Sharon just made dandelion and lilius jelly. That sounds fantabulous. Jerry found the picture of the arrowhead. He says his buddy said it was probably Comanche. Hold on, let me adjust my screen here so that it's not so bright. Drop it down.
What is it?
It's the arrowhead. He says it's probably a Comanche.
I can't see that.
Really? No.
Well, I mean, it's like half an arrowhead.
What kind of stone is that? That is a beautiful color.
It is, yeah.
That is gorgeous. Jerry, man, that's a cool find. Very, very cool find. I like it. Sharon, I love the concept of dandelion and Lily's jelly. I would love to taste that at some point. Okay. Country Boy is picking up what Hike with Mike is dropping down and going with the flow. I know the difference between bum rush is what I get from bar staff when I drink brown liquor. Okay. I'm just going to move right along. Dandelion jelly tastes like honey. Interesting. Canadian made dandelion. Have you ever made dandelion wine, Russell?
Dandelion wine? No.
Do you get a lot of dandelions around there?
No.
No, eh?
It's like you got to go to somebody's yard for that.
Yeah. See, I don't pull up the dandelions in the early part of the spring because I know that the bees are really depending on those at that point.
Really?
But I have read in several places, so it's book knowledge, not practical, that you should not pick anything edible within 100 feet of a major roadway. And I live on a boulevard.
Yes.
So I'm not picking. Yeah, you've heard it too. So
yeah,
Sharon's making lilac wine next or lilac jelly next. Yeah, and Jerry says it was a broken arrowhead. Yeah. Oh. David says, "Oh my God, Jason Russell, whiskey with an E, bulrush with an E. No, neither of those words have an E."
No, okay, no, I get it. He's saying because Ramirez said it.
I get it. Jesus.
Maybe. Whatever, man.
Whatever, man. Linda's asking what I'm wondering. Do you have a recipe book for your stuff, Sharon? Yeah, Hey, Shawnee. Click. I have dandelion mead going.
You know what, Linda? We have a recipe Google. It's pretty easy to find recipes on Google.
I depend on that, in fact, when it comes, and it's like, oh my God, I got to get my family fed within an hour.
I always say, perhaps le Google.
Le Google. Destiny says, I like dandelions. Speaking of regional pronunciation. Dandelions?
Are you kidding me? That's actually said somewhere? Dandelions.
That sounds like there's got to be an accent involved in that.
Say it quickly, though.
Dandelions. Dandelions.
Dandelions.
Now, you know why they're called dandelions, right?
No.
Dandelion. A lion's teeth. Because apparently the leaves look like lion's teeth. This is a medieval thing, okay? I guess they thought lions had green teeth or some damn thing. Which is funny because in French, or at least in Quebecois, they're not called dandelion. They're called pissenlit, which means piss in bed. I don't know where the hell that name came from. Des pissenlits.
That's hilarious.
Okay, French. That's logical. But I mean, hey, this is the same language where the number 80 is pronounced 420s. Right? I mean, so, hey. Sharon is saying that she'll send it to Linda, but evidently nobody else. Thanks, Sharon.
The rest of us
I'd love to. The rest of us have to beg for it. But I would like to try making something like that.
Le Google.
Le Google. David's out? Come on. Okay. See you next week.
That's weird, David.
Yeah.
Leaving us all
hanging. I mean, only 10:15. 10:15 on a Saturday night. It's not Saturday night, but that's still a good song.
He's got a TV show he wants to watch,
Yeah. Speaking of shows, this is not related to what we're talking about tonight, but the Obi-Wan Kenobi show started this week, and I didn't know that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Star Wars.
I'm familiar with Star Wars. I'm familiar with Obi-Wan. I'm not familiar with an Obi-Wan show.
Yeah, on Disney Plus, there's an 8-part miniseries. You are talking to someone who, if he had his druthers, would live on the Millennium Falcon. So, you know.
What? No Hobbit hole for you?
Tempting, but I've wanted to live on the Millennium Falcon since I was 7 years old. So
let me put it this way: Jedi hobbits.
Isn't that what Yoda is?
Well, yeah, I guess he lived on. Shoot, what was it?
Look at this. If your dandelions taste like peach, so there was a dog nearby. Yuck! Oh, he's watched 2 episodes. I can't wait to see it. I don't have time, but it's just weird because I don't like. I've known about everything Star Wars coming out before it's actually come out, so it was weird for me to miss something like that. Mike says, finally get to stay up late tonight. The school year ended, so no more getting up at 5 a.m. School year has not ended for my daughter yet.
May 31st school? Oh, you're talking about university, Mike?
I don't know. It's like some schools in the States have, like, Texas seems to end really early as well. It's really weird. Sharon says, Google has a 50-50 chance of being good or bad. I've made some crappy stuff from a Google recipe. Yeah, I prefer to get recipes that people have used who I kind of know, because then, like, yeah, this is good. Whereas when I've picked up a couple of Google recipes that have been like, ooh, I'm not making that again. But I mean, I've also made some really, really good freaking food from Google recipes. So, you know.
Le Google.
Le Google. Le Jedi Hobbit. Le Jedi Hobbit. Le Jedi.
It's kind of like, well, yeah, Jedi Hobbits.
Destiny says, Jedi Hobbit and Magic Rest. The names keep getting better. I'm not sure if they keep getting better, Destiny. They keep getting more awkward, because I think I just got called a hobbit. Now, I'm only 5'7", but I still think I'm a little taller than that.
I didn't call you a hobbit. I just know you're a huge fan of the whole Lord of the Rings.
Destiny called me a hobbit. The Jedi Hobbit is still a hobbit.
Oh, I see. Right, of course. I'm sorry.
Jedi Hobbit and Magic Russ.
Yep.
You're cutting me deep, Dusty.
I don't know why I'm Magic Russ. How did that happen?
Me neither. The Magic Russ. Everything's a song to me.
Me too. That's weird.
Yep. Everything's a song. Speaking of songs, I made a Facebook post today that seems to have gotten me some hate. Not on the Rain Dance Bushcraft, because, you know, I'm non-political on that. But what I said on my personal page is that the version of Gimme Shelter by Angelique Kidjo and Joss Stone is the only truly great version of that song. And apparently I know a whole lot of Stones fans.
I'm kind of like, I've drawn some ire from Stones fans as well, because I think they're the worst very big band out there. And most of their music.
Have you ever heard of Nickelback?
You know what? Nickelback isn't one of the
yeah, they're not a mega band in the same way, I guess.
Everybody hates Nickelback, so that's not a big. But everybody loves the Stones, and I'm like, and I saw a quote recently. It was like, well, and then they're drawing an analogy, and they said, well, if you went to see the Stones in concert and they didn't play Satisfaction, would you be happy? And the answer was, no, hell no, I wouldn't be happy. I'm like, oh, that's the worst song I've ever heard.
Like, I've seen them in concert twice. Once it was a Stones concert, and once it was part of an Amnesty International show, where I also saw Peter Gabriel, who, by the way, is legit. But I've never been a big Stones fan. There are some songs by them that I like. I don't think that their songwriting is bad necessarily, but I just never caught the Stones thing.
Well,
the way some people did.
I brought it up once, and I can't stand their music, and the whoever I was talking to, I forget who it was at the time, said, "Oh, but they put on such a great show." I'm like, so
what? That's the job.
I mean, sure. I mean, you can be entertained by a great show, but it doesn't mean
it's not the same, dude. If you want to see an absolutely apocalyptic show, I saw Rammstein twice on the. Oh yeah, it was. I'm surprised they didn't burn the entire stadium down. I saw them in Montreal and then I saw them in Edmonton. And obviously Alberta has different laws pertaining to fire because it was a much smaller pyro show there. But man, at one point the lead singer comes out with this huge, like 20-foot steel wingspan, like angel wings on, and these flames just shooting out the sides of the wings like another 20 feet. It was like apocalyptic, but I also really like their music. So for me, it was a really good show. 9 Inch Nails just stood there, threw a bunch of guitars on the ground. You know, still solid songwriting, but not like a terrific show. You know, I saw The Cure, and they're one of those bands that just sort of stands there and plays, but they're so generous with the encores. And that was a band that I thought I had missed out on because I could not afford what their shows were costing at this point. Terrific show. Terrific, because I knew every song, and the audience was like guys of my age, balding dudes, balding Gen Xers with their teenage daughters who were in like, fishnets and stuff, right? Like it was like the whole place was 2 generations of like little gothlings and former goths. Cool energy,
You know what? You know what's amazing is young people today. They have so much to experience. Like a few years ago, geez, maybe 10 years ago, I knew a young woman who, just online, I'd never met her in real, but she's like, she discovered the Who because of CSI. Who are you? And she discovered the Who. She's listening to all their songs and going, "Oh my God, why have I never heard of this band before? They're amazing!" Like, "Oh my God, why have I never heard of this?" And like, "Oh my God, you've got so much."
You got so much to learn. Yeah,
like you like you're a kid today. You've got Star Wars ahead of you. You got Raiders of the Lost Ark ahead of you. You got
there's
Lord
another
of
one
the
of
Rings
those coming out. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
A little older, there's going to be Blade Runner. There's going to be there's just
so many classics. So little time.
Where do you start? Jeez.
You just start with the first one and just go from there. I think you start with Star Wars.
Hold on, we gotta.
I was about to click that.
And were you about to click that too?
I like that one. Yeah. Tim is with me. Peter Gabriel is the real deal. I would like, the thing is, I've only ever seen him in that Amnesty International concert. He, like a year or 2 or maybe 3 ago, because my memory is not good. They went on tour doing Up, that album, like recreating that tour, and I read about it. I went to Ticketron, and it was sold out like in 30 minutes. So I didn't get to see it. But I deeply regret that because I would have loved to have seen that show. I would like to say that Kristen says about the Magic Rust. Maybe it's a Magic Glass reference.
I haven't used the Magic Glass in ages.
Tim says, yeah, it's true. Not a fan of the Stones, but the riff opening of Gimme Shelter is one for the ages. It's one of their best songs, I think. Country Boy. My ex-wife loves Nickelback. Big reason she's my ex.
Way to go, Scott.
Yeah.
I will. Whenever I talk about the Stones, I talk about how much I hate them. I do admit there's a couple of songs in there that are actually really good. Like Paint It Black.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastic song. But
look, no band gets to be that big without having any good songs. I just don't find that. I have the same problem. I was doing some yard work, and I was like, I am going to listen to everything that Apple Music has from Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh, God.
Don't do that. Don't do that, because he's got some really solid stuff, but he's got a lot of real freaking B-list level music. And so like about 40 minutes into it, it's like, why am I hating life? Oh, it's the music, you know?
You get your Grommet out and you're like, whoa, shit.
Yeah. Whoa, stop, change the music. No, it's seriously though, like, yay, Edmund Fitzgerald, yay, Sundown, yay. And then there's like all this real crap. And I'm like, what?
I listened to like Depeche Mode has some great music, but most of their stuff is like, you listen to it, it's like, it sounds like a bunch of kids in a basement with those cheap synthesizers. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, the cheap synth aspect is also part of like the time they came out of,
Well, what is weird though is like a lot of their music sounds like this, but then their hits are like, oh, what happened?
Massive.
This is like totally different. I don't.
Yeah, they bring their A game. Yeah.
But you know what? I think one of the few bands I've ever heard where I like just about everything I heard from them is Queen.
Yes, Kristen. Queen?
Yeah.
We actually play one of their songs. We play Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Learning that bass line kicked my ass for a good month. And it's not that hard. It's just for some reason I had a block. Good bass line, though. Hold on. Where was I? Everything just sort of jumped. Roger Daltrey said, rock and roll is for sex. The Who's music was for fighting. The Who is one of the original rock bands. That should be like a Pogues quote, or like a not Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Actually, would be a pretty good quote for them too. What's that Boston Celtic punk band called? We play two of their songs.
Celtic funk?
Celtic punk.
Oh, Celtic punk. That's even worse.
What the hell are they called? Come on, everyone. Help me out. They recently made an agreement to fight a bunch of MAGA types for using one of their songs, but I don't remember who the hell were they. Because I've been drinking.
Dropkick Murphys?
Yes, thank you. Exactly. Rob on the internet, thank you. Welcome to the live stream, just in case I didn't say hi to you earlier. But yes, Dropkick Murphys.
Rob is one of the latest people to join our Discord. Yeah.
Nice to see you. Eagles, Wasted Time. My favorite song ever. Eagles had some really solid stuff. Not everything, but they had some really solid stuff.
They had a huge... You listen to the Eagles' greatest hits, and it's like classic after classic after classic.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. Tim is into the Hollies. So every now and again, I'll put on the like the whole Fleetwood Mac catalog while I'm driving somewhere far, kind of thing. And a lot of their stuff was really solid. They have comparatively few epic misses. Sorry, I couldn't find the damn cursor to mute that before sneezing. I'm going to see a man about a hearse. I'll be right back. Where's my cursor?
I have a funny story to tell when you get back.
When I get back? Okay, I'll go as fast as I can.
Yeah, this happened today. No rush. I'm going to talk about something else. I remember late at night on Q107, probably the biggest radio station in the Toronto area. They played classic rock. Late at night, sometimes they'd look at my network graph. I was like, oh, one of the lines went to zero. Okay. Yeah, of course, Jess. Anyway, they'd late at night, they'd take an album, like a popular album, and just play the B-side of that album. Like the whole B-side, they play it right through, start to finish, no commercials, which was kind of cool. And I remember they one night I was driving, and they put on the B-side of a Beatles album. I was like, oh, okay, great. Yeah, I like the Beatles. Let's listen to this. And it was like, I don't know how many songs there were on there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it was like, I'd never heard these songs before. Any of them. I'd never heard any of them before. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I've heard so many Beatles songs, and they're all so awesome. And yet there must be all these other songs that I've never heard before that just weren't as awesome. And I was blown away by that. And I came to learn over the years that bands that I really like Supertramp, love Supertramp, but only the one album, Breakfast in America. I listened to their other albums and like, man, this is shit. I don't like any of this. And some bands I just love their greatest hits. That's it. I don't want to listen to anything else. Just all I want to hear is their greatest hits. Turn your mic on.
Whose greatest hits?
What I was saying is a lot of bands who I would call myself a big fan of. All I like is their greatest hits. I don't want to hear anything else.
Oh,
that's all I know.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, like Queen is one of the few bands where I've actually gone and listened to a lot of their albums, and a lot of the stuff isn't popular, but I couldn't find a single song that I would have said, "Oh, this is absolute shit," and why'd you even do this? I like pretty much everything they did, but that's I'm a big fan of the Foo Fighters, but play a song that's not a huge hit, and I'm like,
but I mean, not everyone. Yeah, absolutely. It's like people who think they're really into April Wine. Okay.
Oh yeah, perfect example.
Name me 10 songs instead of like 3, kind of thing, No. Was April Wine maybe a regional example there, or were they kind of international?
Honestly, I don't know. My older brother had an April Wine album, and so I heard a lot of that album.
I think April Wine was like an international band. I think if I'd gone Loverboy, that would have left half the crew in darkness. Sharon Q loves Quen.
Quinn. Oh Jesus.
Oh wow, that hurts.
That would really hurt. And I love the movie The Dirt, which is still on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which isn't entirely true. In fact, a lot of it's not true at all, but
really,
it's still a fun watch.
Tim, I know, Sharon. I was just being a great big jerk. I was being a brat. And Russell was on, so I had to be a brat.
And I was supporting him.
Tim saw April Wine in concert. They were really good. You know who I saw? This might be regional, but 2-3 years ago, my company for its holiday party, they hired the Guess Who, and that was really cool because that's a band that.
Sorry, how long ago?
Well, they're still around. It's just like there's only one of the really original members left, right?
No. How long ago was that?
Like 3 years, three or 4. I think 3 years. Like the year before the COVID kicked the stuffing out of everything.
Really? Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And I thought it was a terrific show because they played all the hits. But like they're a band where, man, like bands back then it seemed like they didn't put out so many songs. Unless, well, here I'm looking at how many albums have the Stones put out, right? So maybe I'm not making sense here. Like maybe my impression is wrong. My impression is wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Never mind. It wasn't even legit. Never mind. Forget it. Just moving along.
Anyway,
it was a good show, though.
I would love to meet Burton Cummings. I think he's one of my favorite vocalists, if not my favorite vocalist. I would blow me away to meet him.
Yeah, I'd like to meet him as well. Kind of wouldn't really want to meet Gordon Lightfoot. I would love to meet Bruce Cockburn. Not sure if I would want to meet like
Mick Jagger.
Maybe not. I mean, he might be a nice guy, but I get the feeling that there's too much star power happening there. Like of all the Beatles, the two that I would want to meet, I think, would be George Harrison. Whoops. And
really,
maybe, yeah, I maybe Paul McCartney. I had thought maybe Ringo Starr because he was the most B-list of the bunch, but every time I see him, he seems to be sort of putting on airs. So...
I would love to meet Paul McCartney. Of course, John Lennon would be fun to meet, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Canadian is ask Randy Bachman. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of history happening there. Yeah, Mike, I was just thinking about that. It's funny how it just became a music channel. And well,
the great thing is, I mean, we can start talking about music and everybody, it's not like we're leaving anybody behind. It's not like we're talking about Chaga, which half the people here are probably not interested in, but
they gotta be interested in Chaga. Chaga's amazing. Chaga's wonderful. I'm gonna make Chaga tea one of these days with this lump right here. You know what I would like to do, actually, Russell? I'm gonna do an episode. I'll say this episode is brought to you by Russell and the letter B. I would like to make 2 kinds of tea. One where it's chunks, because some people do chunks, some people do powder, and so I'd like to do 2 cups of tea, one with each, and see which is better, which is better.
Yeah.
Yes. Tim Kigi, by the way, says that Chaga would be a great rock band name. Hike with Mike says the only Beatle I liked was George Harrison. Here Comes the Sun, pure beauty. Thing is, I feel that George Harrison put out, like, the songs he was writing were definitely the weakest until suddenly he did Something. And that song is most epic. He was very angry with Paul for the bass line that Paul had dropped in there, but he was wrong about that. But it's like that sort of, like, he wrote a lot of really good stuff after that. Like, he developed as a songwriter, and even after the Beatles broke up, he was still writing some good stuff. It's good stuff. I think Russell went to see a man about a hearse. I think Mike is true. Chaga would be a great heavy metal band name. I think that would, yeah. It's got that sort of aesthetic to it. I mean, the word, not the actual item itself. We got like 22 minutes left of the live stream tonight. It's weird how tonight's live stream became like a music and Chaga live stream. Chaga and music. And in fact, with some of these comments, Chaga and music in one beautiful package. But, I would, because, like, I think Chaga only grows on living trees and horsehoof fungus grows on dead ones, if I have that straight. But they look the same, right? You know what I have here, Russell?
I want to go with, like, Chaga Chump as the name of the band.
That sounds like one of those artsy 60s bands, like the Funks or something. Yeah.
Okay, whatever, man.
Hey, I'm helping, man. I'm helping. Tim says, except I lost my aim. There you go. Music, Chaga, and cattails. How about milkweed? We actually have a milkweed plant that we're planting this summer. I don't know what milkweed's good for, though. Like, what do you use it for?
I gotta tell my funny story.
Oh yeah, okay. Tell me the story, because I was about to go down the milkweed rabbit hole.
Yeah, I had to cut that off. So I had to go to town today, and I went to a.
I saw that too.
I had to go buy running shoes because I'm hitting the treadmill these days, trying to lose some weight.
You have a treadmill? Anyway,
yeah, it's right there.
Oh yeah,
you can't really.
Yeah, it's right there in the darkness that completely.
Anyway, I picked up my shoes, and for some reason, like, Why do running shoes end at size 13? Apparently, like size 14s, they don't make, which is a bit weird. But anyway, I get up to the cash register, and there's a little old lady helping me. She's in her 60s, like mid 60s kind of thing. And she has the shoes, and she's looking at them, and she says, "Okay, so have you shopped with us before?" I'm like, "Oh God," and I said, "I'm sorry, I'm not giving you my phone number." And she said, "Oh, you don't need to give your phone number. Just give me your name and your email address, and you don't need to worry because we're not going to email you this and this. We're just," I'm like, "Ugh." And then on a whim, I said, "Actually, I'm a celebrity, so I don't like giving out my personal information." And she froze, right? She froze, and she's looking at me like, and then she's like, she starts, she's ringing through my shoes, and she's getting everything ready, and she's all flustered.
Oh, the life of an influencer. That is so beautiful.
I said I'm a celebrity. It's not just an influencer. Just on a whim, because I gotta say something. Like, just say, no, screw you. I'm not giving you my email address.
Yeah, whereas I usually just say, no, I'm not giving it to you. I got to come. I need to get like 50,000 more subscribers, and then I'm going to pull that one. Country Boy says, Rain Dance Bushcraft, are you going to get some leather and try an axe mask? It really is a cool process. I'm loving it, except I'm about out of chopping instruments to make them for. I still have some leather from when I made the sheath for my daughter's knife. So I may use that. Stop yawning. Was that my first one of the night? No, second. I have an axe that I'm gonna make a mask for. I'm gonna, when I miraculously get the time. But yeah, it's in my plan. I don't have a lot of leather left. I have just a small amount, but it's enough to make one axe mask.
A bunch of leather here, but yeah. How are you staying so awake? Did you grab a nap like I told you to?
I was going to, but then I ended up taking a shower instead, just in case I had to go and get the squeak at daycare. Because, I also did some dishes. I really wanted to take a nap, though. I was like, "Oh God, please, just let me go to sleep." Okay, I'll do dishes.
I'm amazed you're as awake as you are right now.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with it. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. I love how we both went for the same comment. Yeah. Why is always a little? It's because they shrink. We shrink after we.
Yeah, they shrink. They shrink.
Yeah.
It's like something happens. I don't know. You hit a certain age and you just get like a rubber band. Boing.
Yeah. Suddenly you get all scoliosis and everything, and start. That may not be the actual reason. Yeah, exactly. No.
It's funny. It's funny that you said influencer. I could have said I'm a YouTuber or an influencer, but no, I went straight for celebrity.
Yeah, celebrity is where you have to go with someone that old because she's not. What's an influencer?
Well,
I mean, you're in marketing.
I didn't think about that at the time. But what I did think about, in fact, I was talking to City Girl about this afterwards, and she said, "Oh, just imagine the conversations she's going to have tonight."
Yeah. A celebrity came to the store. Who was it? I don't know these things.
But I was wearing
a celebrity.
I was wearing my Rush shirt at the time, so do I look at all like Alex Lifeson?
I was about to go for exactly Alex Lifeson for some reason. Why? Well, because you don't look like Geddy Lee.
Because I don't look like Geddy Lee.
No.
I gotta do that more often.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'll sign your T-shirt, but I'm not gonna give you my email address. What's your name? Yes. Okay. Live well and prosper. Live long and prosper. Rain Dance Bushcraft. You can sell that later.
You'll get $10 for that in 100 years.
Be like we're like famous painters, right? They only became famous and successful after they died. Guys like Van Gogh and all that.
Gogh.
When I was,
I think it's where you say go.
What about go?
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. Van Gogh.
You say Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Yeah,
when
sometimes
I
your
was
French goes through.
trying to say something spectacular here.
Can you just get on with it already?
God's sakes. When I was like a teenager, I was apprenticed to a painter. He was a cousin of my mother's, but he lived the artist's life. He was a painter. That's what he did, and he had been apprenticed to one of the big historical Quebec painters. I don't know, Riopelle or someone like that. And the artist's view on the world is something that I wish more of us could grasp. You don't have to become an artist. Well, maybe you do. Maybe that's what the problem is. But just conversations with Aimé were refreshing in a lot of ways. You know, I mean, these guys are not bushcrafters or, you know, hunters or any of that stuff. But like, I also went to a fine arts school growing up. There's a school here in Montreal called FACE, which is Fine Arts Core Education. It's like the vast majority of Quebec's artistic establishment sends their kids there. And I saw the same thing happening in a lot of these kids, or especially a lot of the parents, you know, on concert nights and stuff. And it makes me think sometimes about how, like, we get trained to be drones in so many ways. You know, we do 9 to 5. And I often say, you know, that as a human being, as a thinking, living human being, you're the beneficiary of just a miraculous line from early life to where we are. Like, entire species going extinct. Large numbers of organisms dying before they could procreate. Like, the fact that you're an ambulatory miracle. And so 9 to 5, come home, eat something, watch show you think you can dance, go to bed, get up, 9 to 5, come home, eat something, watch, you know, America's Got Talent, go to bed, get up. It's like you are letting the miracle down. What did you just show? Was that the screen? Was that the screen?
Yeah, Screaming Man.
That's me from 9 to 5 every day.
You're talking about art, and I just like that piece.
Was I hoving too close to political territory there?
No.
Geddy Lee comes down to
Dunedin,
Florida to watch the Blue Jays during spring training. I've seen him a few times. I knew that about Geddy Lee. Nobody looks like Geddy Lee. That is so true. Geddy Lee's got like a velociraptor look to him that just no one else can rock.
Yes, if you aged like Tilda Swinton by like 30 years and gave her long, ugly looking hair, maybe.
Okay. Look who's here.
Jim.
Look who's driving. Hi, Jim.
And Jim is probably the most recent joiner of the Discord.
He was a lot. I was surprised by how recent he joined, actually.
And what, he hadn't joined sooner?
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, sorry guys, my sinuses are going nuts. I'm going right into my seasonal allergies right now. It's driving me crazy. So if I sound like I'm all, it's because of that.
I'll get that too.
Yeah. Jerry says nobody plays bass like Geddy either. That's true. That man knows what he's doing. That's for sure. Is the thing about Rush is it's a band I respected, I guess, more than I liked. Like, they had some really cool stuff, but I was more impressed by the band than loved the songs. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I was watching a Dave Grohl interview, and he's talking about, you know, he never had any formal drum lessons, but, you know, he's talking about, you know, I tried to play like this guy from, you know, this band. I tried to play this band, you know, and I learned, you know, I listened to these songs, that, you know what, it was from his book. And it's like, you know, and then there was Rush, and nobody can play Rush. And then, you know, I was doing this and that.
Yeah. I remember I saw a bunch of like big name drummers talking about Ringo Starr. Okay. And how this guy who you think couldn't really drum, they're all like, "Are you kidding? Are you kidding? This is how I would do this. This is how anyone would do this. This is how he did this." And like they would do something really different. It's like, what? This is genius. And so like this guy Ringo, who I think John famously said wasn't even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yeah, that's where I'm sure that's where all that came from.
Affected all these drummers, like all these big name drummers. I mean, he wasn't Steve Gadd or anything, but because what he had, which might be the most important thing, is he had a unique style. He had a unique style that came from sort of a scrappy approach to playing drums.
I think it was all that one quote that everybody said, "Oh, okay, he's shit."
Yeah. And,
that's funny. But I love that. God, I was watching on YouTube one day, and it might have been the song. I like to be under the sea in an
Yellow
octopus.
Submarine. Octopus's Garden.
Yeah, and I think he was singing and playing the piano, and then like Lennon and McCartney came in, and Lennon jumped on the drums. He started playing along, and McCartney grabs his guitar and starts playing along. Like they were very talented guys, all of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jerry says that Ringo was an influence on many modern drummers. Absolutely, and I had written the Beatles off for so long that when I finally really started really listening, what people were saying about them became clear to me. I'm still not a Beatles fan. Okay, I'm not one of these guys who's gonna buy every boxed set when they do like the Dolby and then the digital remastering and then no. But I appreciate them a lot more than I used to because I see the genius. I see the genius in Ringo's drumming. Okay, but to me, the best drum song I can think of is 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon. Because that's Steve Gadd on drums. And in bands, we've used that song to try out drummers. And it's crazy how few drummers don't quite get it. How many drummers don't quite get it. And how few drummers can really nail that drum line in that song. Terrific song.
Yeah. Good night, Bettina.
Good night, Bettina.
I think just when she usually shows up, she's leaving.
she's out. Yeah.
Hey, Al's still here.
I was about to click on Al's comment. Yeah, he was left-handed, which definitely played because I think he was left-handed, but he played the setup right-handed. I'm not sure if I'm remembering this right. I've had some drinks.
Have you?
I had some drinks.
Well, if you like click the thing,
and that, yeah, thumbs up. Oh, hey, if you guys like what's happening, please hit that thumbs up. Ever see the doc Get Back? Watching the Beatles write the song Get Back from start to finish. I have not seen that, but I've seen little chunks of it on YouTube. I do want to see that someday when I have some time. But yeah, absolutely. Hike lives out in the country, but does visit Dunedin a lot. My buddy Campfire Steve. Oh, your buddy's with Campfire Steve. I'd forgotten about that. Let me do some Dunedin videos when I visit. What are we at? 22:55.
I saw there's a movie about. Oh, she's still here.
Oh, I see.
Bettina, just get up and dance around for a bit. I saw a movie about. It was about the Beatles, but it was more about the fifth Beatle, the guy who was with the Beatles and he quit.
Yeah, what was his name?
I forget. And I was going to put this on Discord on the new movies and TV channel, but I started watching this movie thinking, okay, this is going to be the story about this idiot who left.
Boom, right there.
Pete Best. about this idiot and how he left the Beatles and missed out on this huge opportunity because of some woman that he was infatuated with and some romantic fantasy about being an artist. So I'm watching this movie with this in mind, going, I know exactly where this is going. And then there was a scene that comes up where they're staying at a lighthouse or a hotel in a lighthouse, or I forget what. And John Lennon's looking out the window and he sees Pete and his girlfriend walking on the beach. And I'm like, oh shit, I totally get it now.
Right.
It's like he found the love of his life, and it's like, this isn't about a guy who missed out on the greatest thing ever. It's about a guy who followed his dreams. And
yeah, absolutely. Well, we always think that. I had the same feeling when what was the original bass player for not Spirit of the West, which was a fabulous band. What was the original bass player for Great Big Sea named? But when he left to manage a nautical supply store because he wanted to spend more time with his family, I was like, what? But his priority after years of like being on the road and not seeing his family was family. So to him, it wasn't a step down, right? To me, leaving, setting your base aside and managing a freaking maritime supply store when you've been in front of like a full house night after night. But
Steve Perry's story is also interesting.
Is it?
Like Steve Perry, of course, in Journey, one of the biggest bands going at the time, and he stepped back and said, I can't handle this. I can't handle tours. I can't handle the pressure. I can't handle any of this.
Yeah, that's true. Jerry says, I saw Pete Best live once. I would love to know what that show was like. Ha. Not joining the Beatles may have been the best decision he made in his life.
It's a great movie to watch. I don't remember the name of it. I'm gonna throw it on Discord on the movies and TV because I have something to say about it. But
Bettina's not making sense here. I shrunk my keyboard somehow while my head was bobbing and my eyes closed for a second.
She's probably on mobile and
okay.
The keyboard went away.
Right.
Thing.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
You know what we need to keep.
I'm sitting here and thinking, like, how the hell do you shrink one of these babies?
We need to keep. Here we go. We need to keep Bettina awake.
Is this the royalty-free music that StreamYard offers again?
It's the rock. It's too loud. Let's get down a bit.
I don't think so. Hike with Mike says, crumbs, where's my cursor gone? I'm trying to highlight Hike with Mike's comment, but I can't find my... Nope, not that one. The one at the bottom. Steve Perry was my idol. I thought his singing song was a high tenor when I sang in my bands.
Yeah, that's not a bad idol to have. He had some chops.
Yeah. Bettina dropped the phone. I don't think we're keeping her awake.
How'd you drop the phone when you're typing on it?
Found it on the floor and it's like tap, tap, tap. Now I dropped the phone. I think Linda's like, good night, Bettina. Love it. Yeah. Now there's a music career you kind of like. Do you want to be the artist who writes this stuff or not?
Well,
like you think I'm a musician, I got a top 10 out there, but think of how many musicians make their livings writing advertising jingles or stuff like this, royalty-free music.
I guess they do what they have to do. But...
Yeah.
I wish I understood the process of making a song because I totally love to do it.
It's all alchemy.
Really?
No.
No.
No, it's all just hard work.
No, it's not just hard work. You gotta understand how music goes together.
My guitarist and I used to go to these. Good night, Tim.
Good night, Tim.
Have a good one. We used to go to these seminars given by SOCAN. For those of you who are in the States, SOCAN is whatever is our version of whatever your musicians union is. There's a lot of songwriting sessions and stuff, and there's a lot of moving parts to writing a song. Like a lot.
Oh, kind of like writing a screenplay. Like I understand how to put a screenplay together. I know how to write one very well. I understand all the steps going into that. But writing a song, I don't understand the steps. What do you do first?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you put down a chord progression first? Is that the first step?
Completely depends. Okay, if you think about The Cure. Of course you know The Cure because they're one of the most fabulous bands ever.
They're on my list. Yeah.
They're on my list too in a big way, kind of near the top.
I meant my Bushcraft list.
I thought you meant your list of favorite bands. Why you gotta play with me like that? They wrote the music, and then Robert Smith would and then go into another room and write lyrics to go with the song that they just recorded.
Well, I think that's common, right? They come up with a chord progression in the music, and then
some people start with lyrics. I definitely, when I was writing songs, I would start with the lyrics. That's a cheat. I would have in my head a general chord progression and a rhythm that I wanted to hit, and I'd write the song, the lyrics, and then sort of play the bass line and describe the chord progression to my guitarist, whichever band I was in at the time.
Right.
Not the best way to write a song, but Michael Jackson was so in tune with what he was doing that he, using his voice, recorded every part from the bass to the guitar to the keyboards. Right? That's what his demos were. It was all these things with just his voice. And then they would hire these musicians to play those parts,
I envy people like that. Like Dave Grohl is the same way, except he didn't use his voice. He went into the studio and played every instrument.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Canadian, are you talking about the Bluebird Cafe? Looking that up. I mean, in Nashville? Is that where the Bluebird Cafe is? Bluebird Cafe. For the 1972 fire in Montreal, see Bluebird Cafe fire. That's probably not the one you're talking about. Money Seat Music Club in Nashville, Tennessee that opened in 82. No.
What is this? Al, what are you laughing at?
Stuff. We probably said something stupid. Pictures of you. Saddest song ever. That's yeah. It's a good song, but yeah.
Damn, I gotta see if anything but it hurts.
All right, and then when you get back, we'll probably shut her down.
You can't shut her down if you got 20 people watching.
That's a good point. I guess work's gonna suck tomorrow. It's weird to only have one screen, and it's the one that the camera is not aligned with. So I feel like I'm ignoring you guys by looking at the screen, but I have to look at the screen to see what you're saying. It's very meta. Very, very meta. Oh, excuse me. I gotta stop yawning. I must now stop yawning. I was about to say something brilliant, but I bloody forgot it. Russell, I was going to say something fantabulous, but I forgot it. He can't hear me. He's off seeing a man about a hearse.
I can hear you.
Oh, he can totally hear me. Well, rats. Green Label is out of stock at BSW Liquor. That's the problem. Stock. Why are we still listening to this music?
Yeah, it's a bit repetitive, as it always is, but we're hoping for the Spotify. Oh, you know, when you start doing this on OBS, you can actually do music.
Yeah, but I don't want to, because I make part of my living through music, I kind of don't want to. I don't really know how to say what I'm trying to say here.
You make a living using your PC?
No, making music.
You're making music using your PC?
Yeah, but I mean, because I have a band and we make music and it is copyrighted for obvious reasons. I would feel really weird using other people's music without paying for it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Which means I just have to write a bunch of songs that loop really, really well.
Well, no, I mean you can get a subscription to a music service like Epidemic Sound and play all that music. And
yeah, actually, I do have a subscription. I don't use Epidemic Sound because it's a little rich for my blood, but I use. Well, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
SoundBridge.
Whatever. You pay for it, so you can use the music. So.
Yeah.
And we were doing that for a while on our during Bushcraft. For the first hour, we played just music from Epidemic because I paid for it. I can use it.
Yeah.
And there's some decent music on there.
Yeah. There is some good stuff. But what I would have to do is choose a how long is your list?
There's 26 hours of music.
That's a lot of work.
Sorry, not from Epidemic. I mean,
no, I mean
an hour.
Your list is
my Bushcraft playlist. Oh, it's easy to do. It's easy to get that many hours.
But don't you have to sort of choose songs and stuff?
Yeah. So Al doesn't like The Cure.
Al, why you gotta be cutting me so deep?
Well, I mean, he's not wrong. It's not the greatest band ever.
You know what's a band I wish I'd seen though is The Clash.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that band, that's an exciting band. Even now, even so many years later, that band is, and there's what's his name, Simonon, writing the notes on his bass fretboard so we don't know what notes he's playing. You know, that's punk. That's as punk as punk can be, right? It's you got a message, you get up there, you learn how to play it so you can say what you have to say, kind of thing. Just, man. And it's funny because New York punk was completely blown away by British punk, right? Early, Talking Heads were New York punk. It didn't have the same loud ass sound at all, but it came from the same idea of you have something to say, learn to play an instrument so you can say it. You know? Such a cool moment in musical history.
You know, I'm not that familiar with The Clash. I guess I heard of London Calling, but
I think London Calling, there are certain albums that were seminal, which is a term Russell hates, in my sort of musical development. And London Calling by The Clash, definitely one of them. The Cure, the one with Boys Don't Cry on it, which I would remember if I hadn't been drinking. Just change the music or turn it off, because this song is just...
All right. Lo-fi.
Lo-fi. Okay, turn it down a little bit, and then we're good. Except now I feel like I should be saying, welcome to Hearts of Space, the best of Bay Area sounds. Synthesizers.
Get ready to lick the soles of your feet. It's party hour here at
we're getting down
Bushcraft.
And we're getting bushcrafty. Are you crafty?
Let's
Saturday
craft
night in San Francisco.
some bush. We're gonna craft some bush.
Yeah. I do like what Country Boy says here. I don't work for a bad company. I work for a very good company and a good team. It's just if I won 30 mil tomorrow, I would quit and become a full-time YouTuber like that. The hell?
You're pointing at me? You're pointing at me, right?
No, I'm trying to snap my fingers, but it's not working. My hands are too dry. Imagine trying to remember the lyrics to Tweeter and the Monkey Man. So another band that I loved as a student was Spirit of the West, and unfortunately their lead singer died last year or the year before of early onset Alzheimer's, which, considering that he was maybe 10 years older than me, was terrifying. But the way they discovered that something was really wrong with him is he would be in a show and he would start forgetting lyrics. So he ended up having to have an iPad on his mic stand with the lyrics. And I think, it must be the loneliest feeling to be forgetting your own lyrics. Songs that you've played for 30 years.
I would need that now.
Oh, really?
I have such a poor memory.
Okay. Kristen's asking me who's going to be the first guest, and I ain't going to talk about it because something is in the works. But then she follows up with she was never into punk bands. I wasn't a punk. Okay, yes, I was, but not like a hardcore punk, because I was listening to ska and like 6 Years of Revival stuff and the Mod Boys stuff, the ska stuff, the punk stuff. I kind of wasn't into rockabilly, but I knew some rockabillys at the time. But I've just been very musically curious my whole life, I guess. I'm really into African sounds. I'm really into indigenous music. Very into Eastern European. Like, their whole relationship with scales is kind of different. Like, if you've ever listened to like a Bulgarian or a Ukrainian choir, it's kind of different in some way. So I was about to say something and I totally spaced it. But I wasn't like into punk, but there were some punk bands I really liked. And there are still some post-punk bands that I like.
Post-punk?
Post-punk, like Blink-182. Although I kind of feel that they were an industry plant. I don't know if I can't prove that, but I think they were an industry plant. I think what's her name? Billie Eilish, Billie something. I think she's an industry plant as well.
Billie Eilish?
Whatever. Yeah.
Billie.
Rob likes the lo-fi. Nice. Good to know. Yeah, Kristen's like, I can hear a voice. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome to Jazz Fest. Welcome, friends. We're here to kick back, hear some cool sounds, talk about some hot subjects, maybe just have a little drink, maybe have a little toke. It's Saturday night in San Francisco.
This is the Venus flytrap of YouTube right here.
Okay, you are totally aging us. Totally aging us. I just got aged by proxy there. Is he still around, or did he die?
You're old now.
I'm old enough that now I can get certain seniors discounts now. I'm like, do I look like a senior? Dude, look at this. Look at this. I'm all like, I look like a skinhead, dude. Don't you call me a senior. My midlife crisis is gonna be a $4,000 canoe and like a winter tent. I'm not gonna buy a fancy car and an 18-year-old. I'm gonna go totally the other way. Fancy canoe, fancy wintertime tent. Oh, Linda's gone to bed. Good night.
The guy who played Vita's Flytrap. Oh, I mentioned it. He's still around and still doing a lot of stuff.
At least that's cool.
IMDb tells me that.
Nice.
Read.
See, evidently,
allergies.
I need a mic with a button on it so that I'm not hunting for my cursor every time I'm trying to mute before I sneeze or cough.
Oh, I'll tell you what, this Yeti, it's hit and miss. Like I can press this button firmly and it's still like...
I'm still hearing you. Jerry says, once in Cuba, the missus and I and our daughters went out for dinner, and 3 guitar players were the entertainment. I had a whole bottle of wine and was totally grooving on their music, and the girls had... Oh, the girls had to stop me from giving them... I can't find my cursor. He was saying the girls had to stop me from giving them money because I was just handing it to them. They were dirt poor and one was blind, but just so talented.
It's been a long time since I was in Cuba, but when I was there, they wouldn't accept tips. They got into big trouble for accepting tips.
Interesting.
But that was a long time ago.
There, I found my... I'm just showing the rest of Jerry's comments because I found the cursor.
Woman's blind.
All right, I'm bushed. We're down to 18 people. We're under the threshold.
Yep.
Thanks to the 17 of you who hung out to the bitter end. I hope that tonight's live stream was as entertaining for you as it was for me and for, I think, Russell.
The bitter end or the logger end?
The logger end? Fair enough. Okay, I see where you're going with that. Between now and next week, I think what you should do is to be healthy, to be safe, to be happy, to be sane, and to be kind to one another. See you next week.
Spoon.